Hello, and welcome to our podcast titled Vampire Genres. We are
Tate, Connor,
and I'm Brooklyn. And during this podcast, we'll be going over Michelle C. Wright's article titled Genres That Suck. Why is Dracula in a car commercial selling insurance anyway? We will first summarize Wright's article and then analyze everything that went into it. Throughout her article, she talks about vampires, tropes, antecedent genres, and chat. But first, let's talk about the role that vampires play in genres.
Throughout Wright's article, she talks about how she looked into how and why vampires are a genre in everything we love and know today, such as commercials, movies, books, food, and TV shows. Before Wright could analyze how genres use vampires, she had to research and understand the full concept of a genre. She came to find that genre is not the only piece of text you are creating, but also involves the actions that go into creating the text. An example of these actions are strategies and practices. She also found that the genre can be the same throughout, but also different. This is because everyone may be following the same rules to the specific genre, but also they interpret and apply the same rules but different. Next, she asked herself, are vampire genres stable or dynamic? And this led her to start thinking about the term trope.
Within our article, Wright introduces tropes. Tropes are fictional devices that are used by the writer, which are commonly an overused theme or device. So vampires are the things that we have come to associate with them, such as preying on human blood or having fangs, are tropes that people use when composing the vampire genre. Tropes help the audience have a reasonable basis to rely on when reading a story. This takes us into our next topic, antecedent genres.
Antecedent genres. Antecedent genres are that we already know how to do. The author applied this term to the piece that she wrote. She was required to write a short story, but it turned out to be an essay. This is because essays that we know how to do, so our knowledge of how to write an essay may have helped her to produce this text, but it didn't help her produce a short story with all the right genre conventions.
Towards the end of the article, Wright started to talk about how she interprets and uses chat. To help her better understand each component, she reworded them into her own words. This could be helpful for students to do if they are still having trouble to understand the definitions and how they apply to writing. She also added her own section, which was time period and location, to help her track progression.
Lastly, we'd like to thank you for listening to our podcast, and we hope you all enjoyed our discussion over genres that suck.